What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, of course, got some more NBA news to talk about with you guys. This time I'm going to be talking about the recent rumor that I'm sure a couple of you guys have seen by now. It is currently being suggested, that the Cleveland Cavaliers have kicked around the idea of reacquiring Andrew Wiggins and have showed quite a bit of interest in getting him, and this is all being reported by Cleveland.com. Now, I actually think Andrew Wiggins would theoretically be probably the perfect player for the Cavaliers to come out of free agency with, and I think it would be a really, really good thing for them to do it. The issue is I just find it nearly physically impossible for the Golden State Warriors to entertain this at all. Realistically, Andrew Wiggins is an all-star now. He is not only an all-star, but he was an all-star starter for them. And they have a really good team, and they kind of have literally everything you want in an NBA team, except, I think, a center that can definitely be consistent enough on the rebounding and all that type of stuff. But they sacrifice that with Kevon Looney anyway, because Kevon Looney is so elite when it does come to screens, and again, it's still a pretty big presence there that just absolutely knows his role. When it comes to the Warriors, again, they've got the players: Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, Kevon Looney. I think I already said Draymond. I hope I did at least. And then, of course, James Wiseman. They're going to somehow, I think, try and get him to do what Kevon Looney is somewhat doing right now. But they've got that really, really good core, and I don't necessarily know how much they need to trade one of the players that people are suggesting. Again, a lot of people have put Klay Thompson's name up as a player that could be getting traded. Out of everyone, if I was the Warriors, I would probably look at Klay, but we know they're just not going to trade Klay Thompson. He has done absolutely everything he can, practically do for them in his career. If they win the championship this year, Klay Thompson will be a 4-time championship player. That's just the realism of things at this point. He will have won 4 championships, which is just crazy to think about. So I don't think the Golden State Warriors are going to be trading him at all. At the end of the day, they're going to be extending Jordan Poole. I don't know what's going to happen there, though, because I do think that Jordan Poole needs to start in the league. Maybe next year they just run a starting lineup that has Kevon Looney out of it, and then, I don't know though, because James Wiseman and Kevon Looney, they've still got to manage those two players' minutes around, so that would be hard. But yeah, I really don't know what the Warriors are going to do, but I definitely don't think they're going to be trading Andrew Wiggins. I think Andrew Wiggins has been so important for their team. He's a dude that can guard 1 through 4, probably nearly the best perimeter defender in the league. Like, would be on that, I think, kind of edge of being the best. I mean, you've still got Mikal Bridges and, of course, Marcus Smart. And then some people would argue, just role players like Jay Crowder, etc., like, put up a pretty good contention in being very good perimeter defenders in the league. Another one that kind of flies under the radar is Isaac Okoro for the Cavs. He realistically doesn't do a whole lot for that team except be an elite perimeter defender for his age. There's so many of those guys, but Andrew Wiggins, to me, probably takes the cake. Not just that, his scoring has improved so much for them this season. He has, again, averages 18 points per game as sometimes the 4th option on the team. His 3-point percentage is really good now. He's a really reliable knockdown 3-point shooter, and again, just seems to be a very good player. If you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's not going to come cheap. It would most likely be Caris LeVert, Cedi Osman, and I would say 2 first-round picks to get the deal done, because I just think that Andrew Wiggins is that quality of a player that it is going to be a first or 2 now to get him. I mean, whether you think he's an all-star starter or not, on paper, he is an all-star starter. That's just a realistic thing. And again, Caris LeVert would be good for the Warriors because he would add, of course, he'd kind of fulfill a similar role to Andrew Wiggins. Of course, his defense wouldn't be as good and his shot creating is a little bit more streaky, but he would fulfill a similar role and would give them the ability to now start Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson together. And then, of course, you know, Cedi Osman's a really nice three-point shooter for them. They probably have some type of cap flexibility too from this. They save about $5 million from a deal like this. And then, again, the other thing would be those 2 first-round picks you could use in trade in the future or to keep building up the young core. Again, I feel like the Warriors' young core is really underrated. You've got Jordan Poole there, Moses Moody, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga. And if they were to add 2 firsts from this deal, it would get even better. But to me, they're not going to do it. If it was to happen, though, this would be the perfect outcome for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think they would care about losing the 2 first-round picks because Wiggins literally just does pretty much everything that I think Caris LeVert does, but on a much higher scale. His shot creation is a lot more consistent. He's a better three-point shooter, and he's a way better defender. Not just that, you can actually rely on him consistently to be like a second or third option, which I think is what the Cavaliers are looking for. They're going to really want Caris LeVert to step up next season. He is going to really have to step up. Will he or will he not? I think he will. But again, that's just what you're going to have to do if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this is coming from a Cavs fan. Like, people would say, oh, he's a Warriors fan, he's asking too much. No, I understand the value of an all-star starter. That's just the thing. Like, you're definitely going to have to trade up quite a bit. Some people might say I'm not even giving up enough. I think the trade that I suggested is theoretically worth it for the Cavs, but not for the Warriors. If I'm getting offered that, I still probably wouldn't do it. I would hold on to Wiggins for the time being. It's not like his value is getting any worse. His contract doesn't look bad anymore. Nothing is really bad about Andrew Wiggins. So if you're the Golden State Warriors, to me, you are definitely trying to hold on, I think, to Andrew Wiggins. And that's why I just can't see a trade getting done. If it was, I would probably squeal like a Japanese schoolgirl or something like that. Because let's be honest here, Andrew Wiggins on the Cavs would be realistically perfect. He would fit so much into JB Bickerstaff's game style and what JB Bickerstaff is trying to do. It would honestly just be the perfect situation. But hey, a man can dream. I think it makes sense, and if it was to happen, I would, as I said, go pretty insane. I would be... I would look like I'm definitely on some type of drug or speed, just running around the house, because yeah, I think that would be a really good move for the Cavaliers. And honestly, if I was the Cavs, though, I would even try and entertain the offer of trying to put Isaac Okoro in that deal. If I could save myself maybe a first round pick and give up Okoro instead, I would maybe even try and do that, because again, I don't really see the point of Okoro nearly on the team if you get Andrew Wiggins. I really don't know if Okoro is going to develop into what people think he will. I'm hoping he does. I don't necessarily think he will, though, at this point. So yeah, that would be another thing. And you'd be losing a little bit of depth, but honestly, Lamar Stevens would just kind of step into that Isaac Okoro role, and I definitely think he can do it. And then you've got Andrew Wiggins now, and I'm sure you can get another free agent or two to make up for the lack of shooting that you would have losing Cedi Osman. And plus, they've still got this year's draft pick, so that would be there too. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA content and NBA news. Of course, don't forget to comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys think the Cleveland Cavaliers should, of course, try and trade for Andrew Wiggins? Do you guys think they shouldn't? Of course, I would definitely like to know. Don't forget to subscribe to my clips channel. I've been uploading a bunch of clips to my podcast on that channel as well. That will be getting linked in the description down below as well. But as I was saying, yes, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.